Hi everyone. So this is Unit 27. It's a really interesting unit. Maybe you've heard a lot of people using these pronouns before, but you've never, I don't know, maybe you've never learned this yourself, or if you have, maybe you're not super comfortable with these pronouns. So today is a day to start to understand how we use these pronouns. This is Unit 27, and the topic is reflexive and reciprocal pronouns. Don't worry, you don't have to pronounce that word. I know it's challenging. You should know the word reflexive, though. It just means back to yourself. So reflexive pronouns are here. There's a nice list here. And I want you to notice that the first ones are singular, down to it, and the last three are plural. And all that means is that the subject, that somehow the pronoun refers back to the subject. So I looked at myself. You looked at yourself. So you're looking at yourself, or you're asking yourself. So it's referring back to the subject. And that's what all of these pronouns do, actually. For reciprocal pronouns, please notice that the subject pronoun can only be plural. There's no I or he or she here. It's only we, you, and they, because there has to be two people. To use a reciprocal pronoun, there has to be two or more people, and they're both doing the same action. I hope that makes sense. Let's take a look at some examples. I've mentioned this rule number 1 already. This is the same people or same thing. So Sarah looked at herself. My office light turns itself off. So itself is referring back to the office light. Herself is referring back to Sarah. So it's actually not too hard to figure out who the pronoun is referring to. I think the hard part in this unit is figuring out how to use it. And of course, we'll practice that on Monday. If you want to use reflexive pronouns, you can do that just for emphasis. So I could say, for example, the homework itself is really hard. Itself just refers to homework. So I'm basically saying the homework is really hard. But by saying the homework itself is really hard, I'm just emphasizing. That's all. So that's one way you might see these reflexive pronouns. And then there's another example here of how you could use them as well. They are very common. If I say, for example, my son does his homework himself, so that means that he does it by himself. So those are really, really common to use, and that's what they're showing you here: by plus the pronoun, by plus the pronoun, or be plus the pronoun. These are really common. You'll hear people use these all the time. Here's the tricky part. These are the reciprocal pronouns. Reciprocal means that it goes two ways. So it means that there's two people or more, and the pronoun is referring to something that's going on between those two people. That's all that it means. So I could say, for example, Tom and Sarah met each other. Well, that makes sense, right? Or they met one another. So notice that you could say each other for two people or one another for more than two people. Sometimes we use it for two people too. It just means that there's more than one. We often use each other, one another in conversation. In this unit, you should become very comfortable with using this reciprocal pronoun of each other. If we go back to the top, they're right here. So there's just two, each other and one another. Okay, I hope that's clear. Good luck with your homework tonight, and remember to bring your questions to class this week, or on the next class. I guess that'll be Monday, because this stuff is worth practicing. And again, it's probably something that you've seen before or you hear a lot, but maybe you're not using it as much as you need to be. So good luck.